Oh, we know what that sound is. That is Ben Bradley, our bad boy Ben, right?
That's right. Battery. Bad boy.
Batteries. Battery
Yeah, you
bad
got to
boy. You got to have that
context.
alliteration, the battery bad boy Ben Bradley. Hey, so what are we
Love
talking
it.
about today? You know, that's a great color shirt on you.
Well, thank you. Thank
You
you.
know,
It might, what also might help is the webcam I'm talking about today.
oh, really? Is that why? You know what? You look good. You do. You look great.
Well, thank you. I haven't worn this one in a while, but yeah, let me ask you something about webcams. Like, they've been around for what, 20 plus years, right? I mean,
Right.
did you ever expect that we would need them as much as we would the last couple of years?
No, never.
So,
Never. I mean, it was always something like, like you'd have like one call every once in a while, but now it's like, I don't know. I'm having like 2 or 3 web calls a day. I mean, I had one before the show even. And I mean, I had my hair in a ponytail, no makeup, wearing a sweatshirt. I'm like,
yeah.
okay. And that's what's interesting is that, I think we've all been like, we used to have to feel like we would get ready, but now it's like, whatever, this is what I look like.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a fact of life. And I've been using the same Logitech webcam for like 6 years. It just works. 1080, it works, and didn't really have any interest of looking at different webcams. Then I saw this one that I'm using right now hit CES, and it's called the AnkerWork B600 Light Bar. That's what it's called. It's not called webcam or anything. So that's it right there. It's not your typical webcam. 2K camera, stereo speakers, 4 microphone array with like AI
Wow.
powered noise cancellation. So built-in light bar, which hence the name. So
Wait,
of course
that's
I'm
smart.
intrigued.
That's just smart to put the light
Yeah.
bar right there instead of like trying to figure out a different light and then the angle and all that other stuff that they have to do.
So they send me one, and this first thing they send me this box, which you can see, but I'll hold the box up to the camera too because it's a rather large box. I didn't expect a box this large for a webcam. Open it up, and it's like, oh, it's actually that big. It's like 3 times the size of the Logitech camera. It's
Wow.
7 inches wide.
Is that
So
right?
yeah, there it is next to my little Logitech cam there. So it's very large. Because of that, you have to have 2 cables, one to plug it into your computer, and you have to power plugging it into the wall too. It's too big to draw enough power from your computer alone. So that was one of the other things. I put it on the monitor, and it's like it weighs a pound, so I was like worried that my monitor was going to tilt a little bit. It didn't.
That's
luckily,
good.
But yeah, so you download the software, and I kind of like it because you've got a lot of customizable settings. I won't go through all of them, except for the actual light controls. You can do the color, temperature, warm white, white
That's
light.
nice. That's nice.
And you can do like always on or just automatic light adjustment. So that's what I set it to. It's like it'll come on when it needs to, when it thinks it needs to, and turn off when it doesn't. Like it's been kind of hit or miss. Those are the settings on my old camera.
Okay.
So yeah, so it didn't have as many fun settings, and that's just me in 1080. So anyway, it's what I like about it is I had to shift it kind of all the way to the left side of my monitor because it's so big it kind of blocks the monitor above, but it swivels. You can actually
Oh.
swivel it on its base so I can turn it back towards me. I don't have to, I didn't have to like change how I sit or anything like that. So I've been using it for a little over 2 weeks solid. So I've gotten to know kind of the ins and outs of it. And so I'll just quickly go over the pros. The 2K is nice. It's a lot sharper than, 1080. But that's a double-edged sword because it's like,
Yes.
if you're not really wanting to put yourself together and you got the meeting, you may not want a camera that's pointing out all the details.
Exactly.
So, so that's what you have to live with. The auto adjustment of the lighting has been a little hit or miss. Sometimes it'll be fine. Seems to be right now, but other times it's like it won't come on even though I seem a little dark on camera. So the microphone, the speakers are okay. They're kind of comparable to like laptop speakers. The microphone array is pretty nice. Noise canceling works. It's still not as good as like when I use the AirPods, for both microphones and speakers. The best part about the whole thing, and I don't know if you picked up on it, that light bar on top, it folds down to cover the
Oh,
lens when you're
nice.
not using it.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah, yeah. You have to do it manually. It'd be cool if it was motorized or something, but it's you just fold it right down, and it
nice.
completely covers. Yeah, so that's the good part about it. The cons, it's not made for travel. Don't throw this in your laptop bag. I wouldn't even try connecting it directly.
It's really big, right? I mean, geez.
Yeah. I think it would look funny hanging off the top of the laptop as opposed to just being on top of the monitor. Because of that too, because the big and bulky, you also have to plug it in two places. The biggest con though is the price of $219.99. So
that's a lot. Because I mean, okay, all right. So, because how much do you think is just a cheapo webcam?
You can get a decent one, 1080, even one 4K, under $100.
I was going to say like
$60.
I was going to say like 50s. Yeah, I was going to say like $40, $50, something like that, right?
Yeah. So this one's, I think they're gearing it towards home users and stuff and things like that. But I almost think it's like this would be better in like an office setting, maybe in a conference room attached to like the big TV at the front of the room, because it's got the nice microphones and the speakers and things like that. I think it's great if you are on meetings all the time. You have like meetings with clients or just constantly. It's a nice camera, especially if you can get your company to pay for it. But otherwise, I mean, it's just for the regular user, especially if you use like earbuds and things like that for the microphone and speakers. You can get away with a decent camera that's a lot better than the one built into your laptop for much cheaper.
Yeah, but I think so many of us, I mean, I'm thinking as you were looking at it and you were showing us something like, well, here's on my iMac, I'm not going to replace that camera, just because it has a light and has better, I mean, like you said, I mean, I'm just going to throw in my AirPods and, what you see is what you get type of thing. But I will tell you, I can see a difference, because, I mean, I've been watching you on Google calls for, 2 years now, right?
2 years, yeah.
All right. So, I mean, you look fabulous. I mean, it really does. Your skin tone looks really great, and the color pops, and it does. It looks really great.
It does pretty well certain times of day. Other times, like depending on how much sun is coming through the window.
Oh, but, that's true too. That's true too.
So it's like right now, it's a very good time to see me on camera.
Okay, so all right,
it's like perfect lighting.
Yeah, just remember, like 11:30ish, 11:45ish in Phoenix is like your time, Ben. It's your time. And so, how many Ben heads do we give this?
Because of the price, it only gets 3.
Oh.
Just because, I mean, light is cool. It's really cool. I mean, that's alone. It's like, well, I don't have to buy a light bar or anything like that. But man, you can get one of those light rings, those LED rings for a lot cheaper than that too. So regular user, I don't see just a whole lot of use for it. But like I said, heavy on the business side, always on calls, maybe for the office. That's who I recommend it for.
All right. Well, we can read the whole review over at Komando.com, right, Ben?
That's right.
And so what do you have reviewing coming up? Anything more? New?
A couple surprises, but one of them and you're going to love this, it's another USB hub, a really powerful one.
Ben.
I may save that one for a web exclusive, but no, I've actually got a couple things in the works. But, I don't want to jinx it yet. So.
All right. Well, I'm hoping for more than a USB hub. I'm just saying, it's like, I know it's very practical. We like to be practical, but sometimes, that fun stuff is also out there too. I mean, I really liked when you were doing that boxing, the VR boxing. I thought that was cool.
That's fun. That was pretty fun. There's, I can probably explore more of that whole VR stuff, and even some of the more work from home equipment out there that's not as big as a Peloton. So I'm looking at a few things like that.
Awesome. All right, Ben, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
And you can read the whole review over at Komando.com.